Okay, a very good morning, student. Today we shall begin with the second chapter in English literature. The title of this prose piece is The Wizard of Hockey. Now, I'm sure on reading the title of this prose, you must have understood that the prose piece is definitely about the sport hockey, and the term wizard, which means a magician or a sorcerer or a hypnotist, refers to some great player who has enchanted spectators with his skill in the field of hockey. Yes, this player is none other than Major Dhyan Chand Singh, whom you see in this photograph. Major Dhyan Chand Singh is considered to be one of the greatest hockey players of all time in India. He was a part of the gold-winning Indian hockey team in 3 Olympic Games, and by his immemorable contribution in the field of sports, especially in the field of hockey, he is a name which Indians shall never forget. So let us begin. It was the final of the Punjab Indian Infantry Hockey Tournament in Jhelum, India. Dhyan Chand's side was losing the match by 2 goals. With only 4 minutes to go, his commanding officer called out, "Aage badho jawan, kuch to karo Dhyan. Go forward soldier, do something Dhyan." Dhyan Chand did go on to do something. He scored 3 goals in 4 minutes and led his team to victory. So, we see the prose piece beginning with the lines which were being told to Dhyan Chand by his commanding officer while he was playing the final match of the Punjab Indian Infantry Hockey Tournament. Let me tell you, infantry is a branch of the army that fights on foot. So this particular tournament was being organized by the Indian Army, which definitely was under the British authority then. And Dhyan Chand had been playing for his own team. This tournament took place in Jhelum, which is a city on the right bank of the Jhelum River in the district of the same name in the north of Punjab province. This place today lies in Pakistan. Jhelum is also known as the city of soldiers or land of martyrs and warriors because it has provided many soldiers to the British Army before the independence of India and later to the Pakistan Armed Forces. So we find Dhyan Chand's side was losing by 2 goals and only 4 minutes were remaining. It was at this moment that the commanding officer, a senior officer of Dhyan Chand, motivated him by calling out his name and asking him and urged him rather to do something. To do something in the sense to give his best, to show to the world that he could turn this match at the nick of the time and he could win. Dhyan Chand, immensely inspired by these words, really did go on to do something and he went on scoring 3 goals in the next 4 minutes, leading victorious or triumphant his own team. Now, Dhyan Chand Singh was born on 29th August 1905. He was born in a city named Prayagraj, which is in Uttar Pradesh, India. His father was a subedar. A subedar is a mid-level junior commissioned officer. His name was Sameshwar Dutt Singh, and he also played hockey in the army. So Dhyan Chand must have acquired this from his father, the skill of playing hockey from his father. His family had to frequently move from one place to another because his father was in a transferable job, as a result of which the family had to keep moving. They couldn't settle in one particular place, and they had to be with the father wherever he was being sent by the higher authorities. His schooling very badly suffered as a result of this continuous movement, and he stopped going to school after he had completed class 6. So he couldn't acquire education for long. The family finally settled in a city called Jhansi, which is in Uttar Pradesh. This is the place where Dhyan Chand's father bought a small piece of land, and he built a house for the family there. Dhyan Chand was quite at a tender age at this time, and there was no special traits or interest that could be seen in him in the field of hockey. He loved wrestling as a little child, though. In fact, his hockey career had nothing extraordinary about it. It did not begin with any extraordinary event, or not that from a very early age he showed traits that he really excelled in this sport. Rather, it was a very commonplace, a very ordinary beginning. Dhyan Chand and other youngsters, when they were just little kids, they would cut leaves of date palm trees. They would pull off the fronds referring to the long leaves, which are usually divided into parts along the edges. So they would pull out these fronds, and all that they would be left with would be the stem of the palm leaf, which had a curve at its end and looked just like a hockey stick. So this would be their hockey stick, a temporary hockey stick with which they would play, and they would make out balls with the help of old rags, which means old cloths which are no more in use. So they would stuff these together and they would make balls in order to play as little children. In 1922, at the age of 17, Dhyan Chand Singh joined the Indian Army. So he was now 17 years of age. It was time for him to fight for the Indian Army. He was a sepoy, referring to an Indian soldier serving the British Empire or an European officer. So he was serving as a sepoy of the 14th Punjab Regiment. 14th Punjab Regiment means a military unit. So he was a soldier in this unit. While serving in this regiment, he came in contact with Subedar Major Bhole Tiwari. So while he was here, busy making his career as an army soldier, he came in contact with Subedar Major. Subedar Major is a senior rank of junior commissioned officer in the Indian Army. The name of this Subedar Major was Bhole Tiwari. Major Tiwari was very fond of hockey and he was a very good player himself. He immediately recognized the talent in Dhyan Singh. He realized that Dhyan Chand had this innate skill, the competence of playing hockey very well than his fellow players. Major Tiwari recognized that he could really make out a good player of Dhyan Chand if he could be trained very well. So he decided to become Dhyan Chand's guru, means his teacher. He decided to become his teacher and guide him and support him and teach him the techniques and tricks of playing hockey. And his influence laid the foundations of Dhyan's amazing sports career. So his influence, his leadership, his strength, his belief in Dhyan Chand finally led to teaching the basics of hockey to Dhyan Chand, who later on in life became an unparalleled player, an amazing sports person that India could hardly have in the sport of hockey. Tiwari and Dhyan Chand had no fixed time to play. Dhyan Chand had to pay attention to army duties and could not find enough time to practice hockey during the days. This is indeed true. Being in army, he had a lot of responsibilities, a lot of duties that he had to fulfill. Therefore, he would not get enough time to practice hockey during the daytime. And as you know, if you are to excel in any field you want, it is only practice that can make you perfect. So it was very important to practice to play well. So although he did not get time during the day, he would practice alone on the field at night. This shows how hardworking he was, his sincerity and zeal in training himself to be an excellent hockey player. While the army mates who would rest in the evening time, they could hear Dhyan Chand sweating and toiling hard on the field, hitting the ball for hours at a time. So he would practice for hours unstoppingly. The legend of Dhyan Chand and his unbelievable feats on the hockey field had begun. So with this, there were then many a tale on Dhyan Chand's struggle, his hard work in preparing himself to be a strong player, and his unbelievable feats. His unbelievable skills, his techniques, his strategies, and his tricks on the hockey field had begun to be discussed by many. He now became a very common name, a very famous name among the army mates. They were hopeful that he would definitely bring name and fame to his country one day by giving his excellence, by giving his best in this sport of hockey. Let us stop here today. I suggest go through the story. This is not a story, in fact, it is a biography, as you know. It is a biography, a prose piece, which is based on Dhyan Chand's life and his career, his contribution to the field of hockey. Please go through this prose piece. Listen to my explanation. I've explained to you all the difficult words that you find. Write down the difficult words. By now, many of you must have already received your textbooks. Those who have not received, please write in a piece of paper, in a notebook, so that you can have this later when you get your books. You can refer to these. With this, let us stop here today. Thank you, children.